you know, that Kotomar Bet Yaakov, Tagid B'nai Israel, and there's one opinion that Tomar Bet Yaakov is the people who serve Hashem from fear, and that he wanted the Tomar B'nai Israel, the Tagid B'nai Israel, is people who serve Hashem from love. That's in the Arachayim, and that Hashem wanted the people who love Hashem, he wanted to mix in some fear. And the people who fear Hashem wanted to mix in some love. Because love is and then people said, why do you have to have fear in relationship? So, at first, and I wasn't happy with I answered it yesterday, last week, because it's a low madrega fear that you're afraid what Hashem is going to do you. It's a low madrega. Sometimes, but it's not it's, if you are a chassid, if you would, you would see that Hashem always has your back. That's when, so you wouldn't be afraid. So what's the fear? So what's the fear? And it's still the lower fear. It's not the higher fear. The higher fear is just fizzle. But the lower fear would be, that your relationship with Hashem is vulnerable. And you don't want to ruin your relationship with Hashem. And that's the fear. And we said that's the fear you should have when you get married. You have love should be the primary emotion in the relationship. A little bit of fear that makes you, that this love that you have, it's not guaranteed. You have to, you have to work on it. You have to be, that's right. You don't take it for granted.
But also, I think it prevents the fear prevents us from sinning, from going.
Yeah. If you
negative thoughts that are not focused, that could lead towards sinning. So it's like that fear prevents us.
But the fear could be a fear of what's Hashem going to do to me. That's not fear. But the fear could be, I don't want to, my relationship with Hashem is something fragile. I don't want it to be, that's right. I don't want to be jeopardized relationship. And we said, if you have, in your family, an old heirloom, a fragile heirloom, and you're holding it, you would be afraid. A fragile heirloom, worth, thousands of dollars, you would be afraid. You're not afraid somebody's going to beat you up. It's so precious and it's fragile. You're afraid that you shouldn't break it, and that's the fear. Yeah. So that was the first thing. Okay. I was thinking. All right. I don't know if I shouldn't admit, but I don't know if any of you saw about the coronation. We have. So I was thinking, Hashem, one of the things Hashem said in his proposal was Hashem to Yuli Mamleches Kohanim. Should be a kingdom of priests. And there really are two opposite words. A kingdom is Yulhu, and a priest really means lechahen, to serve. And it was a kingdom of servants. But even nowadays, the king said, "I'm going to serve." The prince says, "I will serve." And that's what we all are. They're very oppressed. The kingdom, and that very impressive. It is impressive. Queen Elizabeth said, "I will serve you till the day I die," and she did. But that's what Hashem tells all of us. We're a kingdom of servants. We're a kingdom of priests. It's lechahen will be it's like not Evet, it's also Evet, but it seems that we will serve Hashem. We will serve the people around us. Well, you have to. Am I serving the children? I might, if I'm serving the people around us, They're not here to serve me. I'm here to serve the Mamlechas Kohanim. So that was something that I thought of I thought, oh, we're all a kingdom of priests. We don't. Okay, and then. Okay, and then we'll start with this. Okay. And then I told you the last that he spoke to the elders of the nation. It's not in this pasuk, it was in the last. I'm just repeating it because I like it very much. Moshe spoke to the elders, even though Hashem didn't tell him, but he was afraid that maybe people wouldn't like it. So he spoke to the elders first in front of all Bnei Israel. But he asked them, and he put the proposal, and then the whole nation answered. He tried to, but it says Vayanu, and this is where the pasuk says Vayanu kol ha'am yachdo. All those assembled answered as one. What does it mean? I told you this. Nobody was looking at anybody else to see what does he answer. The cry came out for them, not because of peer pressure, just, that's why it says they all answered together and they said they will do what Hashem says. And then we did that. And then it says, Moshe returned their words to Hashem. I told them that was said, why? Hashem surely knows what they said. Why did he have to say the people had it? So one said, you have a shlichus, you have to finish the shlichus. But the rabbi, I think this Rabbi Yitzchak said, he returned their words to Hashem. He was like a proud father. Look what the people said. And it was very fitting that Rabbi Yitzchak said, because that was what he was always emphasizing. I'm saying it again because I love that. Okay, we're gonna do. Wow. Yeah, when I saw that, I love that. And then 1 second. So then the people said, who wants to read pasuk 9? All right. Okay. Yeah, so then translate.
Okay, and Hashem said to Moshe, I will come to you in a thick cloud in order that the people may hear when I speak with you and so trust you ever after. Then Moshe reported the people's words to
Hashem. And then I want to skip two Rashis and the third Rashi. Again, fourth Rashi, the last one on this page. It's Divrei Ha'am. Anybody? I mean.
שמעתי מהם שרצונם לשמוע ממך ואינו דומה השומע מפי שליח לשומע מפי המלך ברצוננו לראות מותינו.
Okay, and then the
words of the people, etc. He said to God, I had heard from them a reply to the statement that the desire is to hear the commandments from you and not from me. One who hears from the mouth of the messenger is not the same position as one who hears directly from the mouth of the king himself. It is our wish to see our king.
Yes, because Hashem had told them he would speak, Bnei Israel would see him talking to Moshe, but not that he would speak to them. He thought, you will know that I'm speaking to Moshe, but and then they argued and they said, we want to see our king. We want to say Hashem. Now, what happened in the end? They asked, and then they died, and they asked for, and so and I couldn't find where it was, but I remember they said, like, why did Hashem agree if he knows that afterwards they would say, no, it's too much for us to hear Hashem. We only want to hear Moshe Rabbeinu. So then Hashem told them no. So you give a baby everything he wants, that you gave him, but sometimes you have to give a baby, a child, or something that he wants, even though it's not good for them. But the kid, when the kid argues very much, you have to say, okay, let you, and then let you realize that it's not good.
But it was good for them.
Yeah.
It was good for them
Yeah.
to hear it. So at least you could say the fachot that.
Yeah.
They couldn't stand the rest of it, but at least they heard the most important one.
What's the plan? But they should ask for it, because you shouldn't say, why did give me more than I can handle? You asked for it, you got it. You know that Hashem is more than you can. You can't reach the level. Everything works out for the good. Everything works out for the good. But also that they got it because they asked for it. It worked out for the good. All right. And then Hashem says, and then Hashem says, pasuk 10. Okay, wants to read.
ויאמר השם אל משה, לך אל העם וקידשתם היום ומחר וחיפשו נמלותם. And Hashem said to Moses, go to the people and warn them to stay pure today and tomorrow. Let them wash their clothes.
Okay, so and all right, and right. It says, you kiddash them, you will make them holy, and they will wash their clothes. So one of the explanations says, to be holy, it's a matana. You can't. Moshe would make the people holy, but the job of the people was to wash their clothes. Wash their clothes. Clothes are like the hanhagot. We say our machshava, dibur, and masa. Well, we think the right things, speak the right things, and say the right things. That's in our hands. That's like our clothes. That's our clothes. But to be holy inside, that we need siyata d'shmaya. We need the help of the tzaddik to make us holy. We can our behavior is in our hands. Our behavior is like our clothes. You can put on clean clothes. You can put on dirty clothes. That's and they should wash their clothes. And then to be holy, it doesn't say they shall be holy. You should make them holy.
You said Machabot is also in the category of the deep.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think we have to pray out Hashem to help us keep our Machabot strong too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and we also, and even the Masim. but the Machabot, I think it's explained that you have a hearer, the thing that comes to you, a bad thought, that you're not responsible for. But then, if you think about it, if you dwell on it, if you would have a thought and you think, I'm not allowed to think that. It says, once a guy says that it's like a phone call. A thought is like a phone call, and you're responsible if you pick up the phone.
We choose
it's
our
hard.
thoughts.
Yeah,
And
you can.
when we get, from the dark side, a dark thought, we are in charge to transform it.
Yeah, I think that's not our.
But it's hard.
In between place, because I think probably all of us in this room, we try so hard to have pure thoughts. And then if a negative thought comes, like, we do what we can to get rid of it. And sometimes we have to go to a girlfriend, or sometimes you have to go to a therapist or a Rabbanit, or, you know, like, it's like,
Yeah.
the goal is to purify your thoughts.
Yeah.
Rabbi Ashok talks about, Rabbi Ashok talks about that every thought that comes to us is actually from Hashem. So it's not necessarily our fault that we're thinking these thoughts. Hashem put it there because we're being tested to see, are you gonna follow up? It's all about the action. If you're not gonna do it, then you're not gonna be accountable for it. Right?
Yeah. But also, that's one thing, but Kidashtem Hayom Machar, Kidashtem was that they should separate from their wives. It doesn't say it here. Oh, it says in Pasuk later. So they had to separate from their, we'll see later. Okay, we'll do it later. Let's do Pasuk 11.
Okay, I was good.
Okay. Oh, she found her glasses.
והיו נכונים מיום השלישי, כי ביום השלישי ירד השם לעיני כל העם על הר סיני. Okay, so they were ready on the third.
We should be ready. It's
right,
not.
they should be ready on the third day, and because on the third day Hashem is going to come down into for the eyes of all the people on Har Sinai.
Yeah. So it says you should be ready for the third day. Now there's an opinion that and we count 3 days of Hagbalah. There are only 2 days here, today and tomorrow, and I would come down on the third day. But there is an opinion that Moshe added a day on his own. All right, I'm not going to go into that. But it is important. You should be ready for the third day. On the third day, and when Hashem appeared to them, it says, "Vahi bayom hashlishi." It was on the third day that Hashem appeared to them. Why? Why the third day? Why? And also, I think that I told you that there was someone from the Galil who said, all right, now I can't remember. Oh, blessed is Hashem that gave us Torah divided into 3, the nation divided into 3. Through the third is Moshe Rabbeinu, the third child, the third day of the third month. Why is the word 3 set connected to Matan Torah? It was very much on the third day. It was also, it should say it was in the third millennial. It was, everything.
Isn't 333 some gematria connected to the Torah?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already about the tree,
But it says,
I forgot.
yeah.
No,
What?
It's
But-
3 in Israel.
I mean, 2 years ago, I was sure Mashiach was going to come on Shavuos because it was 3,333 days, 33 years since Matan Torah. Okay. But didn't yet. I don't know. Maybe they made a mistake in 2 years. But no.
You can't just manifest himself.
But all right, I think in a level that Mashiach comes, we'll know. I think I think we'll know. But it says that this starts even the third day, the third day of creation. Hashem created, the first day there was unity. The second day, the second day of creation. There was something unique about the second day. Hashem didn't say it, and it was good. And it was good. He said every day he created, except the second day. And the second day he created division. And 2, Sheni is like Shnayim, division. There's division on the second day. There's the second, and what he created on the second day, he created the heavens that divided the waters from above and waters from below. It was like Machlokis was created on the second day, Ganem was created on the second day. All the bad things we had on the second day, and that's why it doesn't say, and it was good. But then on the third day, it's also unique. It's also unique. It's so
That's why people get married
on third day, because you said Kitov, and because he finished the work of he said that the warriors should gather into who am I? They will gather into the ocean. And I think they gathered into an ocean, and even though we have a lot of different Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, they're really one ocean. All the oceans of the world, they come together.
But they look different. I mean, I've seen a
Yeah.
picture where they're right next to each other.
Yeah,
They're different
yeah,
colors.
yeah,
They
and
look
that's
different.
what Rashi said. They look different. Their fish tastes different, but they're one water. Yeah, yeah. There's and also the Gulf Stream and but anyway, they look different. But on Tuesday, and in other words, Hashem made a separation, and on Tuesday he made them unite. And it's when you unite us, it says, there's Hashem in the world, and then they unite. And when you unite, this unity is more powerful than the unity before the separation. Because when you see the unity, even two friends, the two friends, okay, they're very good friends, but you're always afraid what would happen if they disagree, if they have a fight. Then they have a fight, and then they unite. That's a strong separation. That's a strong connection that overcomes the difficulties. A couple that just got married and didn't fight, they're very happy. But when they fight and they're still married,
Just
So-
bring them close.
that's right. You have to look at the big picture. But you see it in the end. And so it says that when and the third day, that's why it says, and it was interesting. I don't know if there's any mathematician here. I heard it. Triangle is the strongest because the strongest, because the triangle, it's locked in place. It can't move. It can't rotate. It has to be with these angles. Rectangle can always, can move. But triangle is, and so the third day is, now the third. Hashem created the world and he gave us the Torah. The Torah unites the world and Hashem. The Torah, and that's why we say, Kuchabichu, Yisrael Varaisa Chatu. B'nai Yisrael and Hashem and Torah are one. It makes Hashem and B'nai Yisrael, they unite through the Torah. What? Two triangles, yeah. So that's one of the, okay. Let's see. It says that. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna. So which day was it that Hashem said this to Bnei Israel? So it says when Bnei Israel came to Sinai on Rosh Chodesh. The first day Hashem proposed to them. He said his proposal. The Pasuk 8 says on the third day Moshe came up and said what they said. They said their answer. Then and Moshe and Hashem says, I'm going to speak to Bnei Israel. I'm going to speak to you through Bnei Israel. And Moshe reported the people and then Moshe reported the next day. It says Moshe reported to Hashem in the mornings because he wanted the first thing in the morning, he went up to Hashem, So he went up in the morning and he said that the people want you, and this is the fourth day. And Hashem says, that's what. And then Hashem says, okay, but they should be made holy. They should be holy, and that could be Tuesday and the the fourth day and the fifth day. Vayom Hashlishi would be the 6th of Sivan. But there's, like I said, there's opinion that was the 6th of Sivan, the Torah was given. There's opinion of the 7th of Sivan, the Torah was given. Now, well, then we keep your Shavuos on the wrong day. But it's very interesting. In the Shavuos, was in the time of the Beis HaMikdash, they kept Shavuos sometimes on the 5th of Sivan, sometimes on the 6th of Sivan, sometimes on the 7th of Sivan.
According to what?
Because why? According to what? According to what did they keep Shavuos? Yeah. The 5th. That's right. Yeah. 50th day since. Yeah.
From the Shabbat, which is
The day after the first day of Pesach. So they count 50 days. Now it depends. Now it's always on the 6th of Sivan because the calendar is set. Nisan has 30 days and Iyar has 29 days. So the 49 days it means the 6th of Sivan. But in the time of the Beit HaMikdash, maybe they were both 29 days, maybe they were both 30 days. Yeah,
How did they know which day for Adam was Chodesh or not?
All right, that's because since the revolution of the moon around the sun, around the earth, it's 49 and a half days. So they had to have witnesses who saw the new moon appear. If the witnesses saw the new moon appear on the 30th day, that was Chodesh.
It was based on.
They would blow the shofar and they would make bonfires. And then Meron.
That's what we say, Makadesh Israel, that's Mani. We don't say Makadesh, as Mani, we Makadesh, Hashem, we Makadesh the Jewish people, and then the Jewish people take the time.
Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, they're even, I know that you're not allowed to cross the, if you're going to, I don't know if anyone here lives in Australia, but you're not allowed to cross the date line in the middle of the Omer. And if you cross the date line, my sister lives in Australia, and she went for Pesach. She went to Hawaii. Then they're on two sides of the date line. So I don't know they went the longer route or they crossed the date line. They kept Shavuos on a different day. That was because. That you shouldn't cross the date. All right, it's scary to cross the date. I went to Australia. My sister was in Australia. I went to Australia, and I think I made a mistake because I went and I was there. I don't remember how long. And on Sunday afternoon, I got on the plane to go back to Eretz Yisrael. And I knew that was going to arrive on Sunday, and I was like, I had davened, and I put, and then home, and then it became dark again, and then it was Sunday again. That means, what day did I get on the plane? I said I would never go again on Sunday. I would never go again on Sunday, but I didn't go at all. But I was really like, wow, I wouldn't go on Sunday. I would go. But it was probably, it depends where I was, and was on top of Hawaii when it was the Shabbos. I don't know but it was like, it was complicated, but I wouldn't go again. I wouldn't leave again.
There's also a problem in Japan because it's the date line, like if there's a machlokas of Shabbos and Sunday also.
Yeah.
So when I went there, I asked her, like, I met someone who, she wasn't keeping the halachos of Shabbos, but she couldn't do halacha.
Oh, wow.
That was her Pesach for her.
Oh, wow. And you were in?
I went to Japan because my aunt lived there. And so I got upset that I was the way of not having to do halacha. Like I could do halacha on time. For Hashem, that was really scary.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah.
Understands us.
yeah. I mean, I did it. It's and it's not, I did it. All right, but next time I wouldn't go on Sunday because I would, if I would be there, I would still stay for Monday, even though, yeah. Okay. Oh, but it says Hayu Nechonim. That was 11. We'll read that. Yeah. And then we'll read the first Rashi. Hayu Nechonim. Read it again, Judy.
Hayu Nechonim, the danim isha, that they were separate from their wife.
Right. And it says, and the reason for the separation for the wives was really for the sake of the wives, not because, that's it. And we say that they're separated for the wives 3 days. At the end, it worked out 3 days. Why? Because a man could with his wife, and then he would go to the mikveh, would be tahor. But a woman, after she's been with her husband, and it says that for 3 days, she can have a hafrasha, she can have a discharge, and that will make her tummy. And that's why he said separate for 3 days, so the men and the women should all be tahor at the time of Matan Torah.
It's for the men.
No, it's for the women. It's the women have to separate from the men. Was really for the women.
If was on Shabbat, then when that Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
The Shlosha Demand Balam.
From where it's
Like Thursday night is it's Shavuos. Yeah, we have 2 days Yontif. I mean Shabbos, Yontif and Shabbos. And then Chutz La'aretz in Israel will be on different parshias. Because for us Shabbos will be Shabbos, and in Chutz La'aretz it will be second day of Yontif. So.
But it's easier for them this time, it's 2 days instead of 3 days.
Yeah. Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are Shlosha Demand Balam.
Thursday? So Monday, meaning, what does that mean? Monday meaning Sunday?
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Yeah, and then
Sunday
night. Yeah, like Rosh Chodesh is on Sunday, I think. Yeah, because Rosh Chodesh will be on Sunday. If the 6th day is Friday, so Rosh Chodesh will be on Sunday. The second day is also a special day. It's called Yom HaMesugal. Yeah, I think I told you. And the second day, you don't say Tachanun. So there isn't really a difference today. From Rosh Chodesh till the 12th of Sivan, so a few days, 7 days after.
There's no other.
Yeah, I think to get married, there's all kinds of minhagim of when do you keep the morning, but so it says Monday night. Sunday night you wouldn't be allowed to get married if you're waiting till Shlosha Demand Balam. Monday night, it's already supposed to be so you can get married on base Gimel. In other words, Gimel, Dalet, and Hasty. Okay, so all right, so it says that, so they have to separate for their wives, and they have to, and then they have we'll do number pasuk 12. Why is it called? The 3 days before Shavuos are called Shloshet Yemei Hagbala, the 3 days of Hagbala's limitation. Why is it called 3 days of limitation? So they have to separate for their wives, and then there was another thing, and that's pasuk 12. Who wants to read it?
In English,
Okay.
you shall set bounds for the people round about, saying, beware of going up of the mountain or touching the border of the whoever touches the mountain shall be put unto death. Wow.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to go on the mountain. They had that, okay, it doesn't say why. It doesn't say why. They weren't allowed to go on the mountain. It says, don't, yeah, it says in the next pasuk, don't, but the next, that's, don't touch the mountain because he will be stoned. You shouldn't go, you shouldn't even shoot something on the mountain. Yeah, won't live. So there are two laws that came during these 3 days of Hagbala. You shouldn't go on the mountain, and they should separate for their wives. And they seem two opposite things. One, you shouldn't, and there are two opposite things. You shouldn't go on the mountain, you shouldn't be separate by the wives, shouldn't be too much in Gashmias. You shouldn't go on the mountain, you shouldn't get too holy. In other words, it's not too holy, you shouldn't divorce the world. You shouldn't go on the mountain, and this is that we have to walk the tightrope, that we have to walk between not falling into Gashmias, but not thinking, oh, I'm so holy, and you leave the Gashmias behind. I love an explanation. It says that on top of Luchot Abrit, on top of the Luchot, there was the Aron that had the Luchot, and what was on top? What was on top? The Kruvim, 2 cherubs, I think, I don't know. There were 2 angels, and it said they had their wings spread out above, and their faces were on each other. In other words, you shouldn't be so holy that you forget what another person wants, but you shouldn't be so into the other person that you forget to be holy. And in this way, the same issue. You have to be, don't get too involved in the Gashmias, but don't think you can, but don't divorce the Gashmias. And also the laws of what are a kosher animal. What are a kosher animal? It says what are the laws of a kosher animal? How do you identify a kosher animal? There are 2 signs. That's right. Cleft hooves. What? And chewing their yeah. So one of I know that the Rebbe explained that the 2 hooves, in other words, you have to be a cleft hoof. It can't be but you have to be above the earth, but with the cleft hoof, with the hole in it, that it should be connected to the earth and above the earth at the same time. Not, so that's the same thing, that you have to be above, but you have to keep it connected to the earth. We learned that Nadav and Abihu, they went to Shemayim because they left the earth, and there was joy to Rabbanit, who, at times of davening, they would but they always had something that would connect them to earth. And, they didn't want to fly away because Hashem wants us to be down on earth. And it says also the reason they have to chew the cud, that whenever you make a decision, you should chew it over a few times. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and one thing I forgot to say, that when Hashem, I think it was in the first pasuk that Bnei Israel responds to the proposal is Kol Asher Ber Hashem Maaseh, or do whatever you say. They didn't say, I will do. They said, we will do. And that's what we learned, that Bnei Israel are Ravim Zelazeh. We're all responsible for each other. Because when Hashem told them, they didn't say, I'll do it. They said, we'll do it. And that's why you have responsibility for each other. And, it was beautiful. But sometimes you think people are mixing into your business. And they care about each other, and like you said, when you ask. Okay. Yeah. Then it says, then we'll do pasuk 16. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Number 15, that's what we said, all right? Okay, read number 15. That is the pasuk. Oh, okay. 12 we did, and 13 I told you. You can do 14, 15, and 16. What? But we're gonna do the psukim. 14. Let's do 14. I don't know.
וירד משה מן ההר אל העם ויקדש את העם ויחפשו סמלותם. Moshe came down from the mountain to the people and warned the people.
Okay. Yeah, but by Kadesh, so that could be one of the explanations, but it could be that he made them holy. There's two explanations for Kadesh at Ta'am. But also I heard by Yerid Moshe Minar at Ta'am. He went straight from the mountain to the people. He didn't, say, okay, first I'm going to go into the house and drink a cup of coffee. He went straight from Hashem to the people, just, okay. I was just thinking now, and this is what I heard, I heard on the way here.
It doesn't say that they wash their bodies, they wash their clothes.
Right. Because they
Okay.
already had to be pure before that.
But they have to be in the.
They already, because it's within the 3 days, it's after the time that it's supposed to be, isn't it? No?
Yeah, I guess so, but I think we'll be washing the clothes as a euphemism also for washing yourself. I don't know. Yeah. And then number 15.
Yomam el ha'am hayu nefonim l'shlishit yamim el tishu el isha. And he said to the people, be ready for the third day. The men among you should not go near women.
Yeah, and there's an opinion. It's l'shloshet hayamim and not l'yom hashlishi. And that's why there's a difference of opinion. Did he add another day and they have to be holy for 3 days? Or did he mean the third day? That's what Rashi says here. And don't go to a woman. All right, and here, this is what I told you. I think we'll see, this is the words, this is, Rashi says it, that the reason that they're not allowed to approach the woman is because it will make her more tahar. And let's read it. Atikshu Elisha.
אישור אלישע, כל ימים הללו, כדי שיהיו הנשים עוברות ביום השלישי וכיוון תהיינה טהורות לקבל תורה. שאם ישמשו תוך כמה ימים, שמא תפלוט האישה שפחת זרע לאחר תפילתה ותחזור ותטמא, אבל מי ששהתה כמה ימים, 3 ימים, כבר הזרע מסריח ואינו ראוי להזרע. כתובו מטמא את הפולטת. This is why a woman can also become pregnant.
So 3 days, and it's really, Rashi said this almost 1,000 years ago, and this is, according to science, 3 days later, the woman can ovulate. It's like you see that it's, the thing, yeah. All right, so what does it say?
Do not go near a woman during the whole of these 3 days. This was in order that the women may immerse themselves on the 3rd day and be pure to receive the Torah. If they have relations within the 3 days, the woman could involuntarily expel semen after her immersion and become unclean again. After 3 days have elapsed, however, the semen has already become putrid and is no longer capable of fertilization.
Yeah.
So it is pure from contaminating the woman who expels it.
In other words, something alive that could die, then causes tumor. All right, so once it's not alive, so it's not going to, so you could, if you were pregnant, you wouldn't be tummy, but the semen which, that isn't alive, which is alive and could die, then could make you tummy. One second. One second. Okay. And let's, all right, we'll just do a little bit. The next pasuk, number 16.
והייתי ביום השלישי, יוס בבוקר, הייתי עולות והקים בענון כזה על ההר וכל שפט, חזק מאוד בחזה, ויחרד כל העם אשר במחנה. On the 3rd day, as morning dawned, there was thunder and lightning, and a dense cloud upon the mountain, and very loud blast of the horn. Now the people who were in the camp trembled.
Now, where were the people? They were in the camp. They weren't around. They didn't come to the mountain. So it says, why didn't they? This is the reason that you keep Tikkun Leil Shavuot, because the people overslept. And the next passage says, Moshe woke up, took the nation out to receive Hashem. In other words, Hashem came and the people were sleeping. Yeah, why they were? And then, so there is an explanation that they thought they weren't worthy. So I thought when I'm sleeping, my neshama goes up to Hashem. I'll be able to hear the Aseret Hadibros holy. I left my body behind, and Hashem says, "No, I want you in your bodies." Yeah, and that's why we do Tikkun Leil Shavuot. The men do it. I don't think. I want that. There were women. They have groups of women, and I remember one. And the first time that I dared to go to a shir on Shavuos night, I was very tired because Erev Shavuos, I'm a last minute person, after the last minute, and I have to cook lochets and places. It's a hard thing. And then I was, and that was the first time I understood, my husband gave a shear and I was there. And I sat there and I wanted to go to bed. And it was the first time I understood how a student could feel so empty sometimes that, because I was, it's very hard. So the men have to, the women who are cooking don't have to stay up. Yeah, a Monday. And not on that. Oh, okay, so you're, superwoman. But I remember that was very hard. Now, it says it was thunder and lightning, and it says Kol Shofar Chazak Ma'od, a very strong mountain, and it says Chazak Ma'od, I don't remember if Rashi says it, but it says it was getting stronger and stronger. It was getting stronger and stronger. Why? I think Rashi doesn't say it, but it says getting stronger and stronger. In other words, why? Hashem could make a shofar, and could have been strong in the as strong as we want, right?
It's the opposite. When you have a strong sound,
when
it usually goes lower.
That's right. That's right. And here it was going stronger and stronger.
Yes, everything is opposite.
So it says, in order to make it the strength that the person can hear it, first it makes, called mamadak. I don't know if it was, but you hear a sound. Like when somebody get into Torah, doesn't start with a loud noise that would scare them away. This is nice. And then he hears it more. The shofar of Torah gets louder as the longer you're in it. So that's why it got louder and louder. It says it was a big cloud.
In order to help us to comparison.
Yeah. If we would get a big loud noise, we wouldn't be able to hear it. Get used to a lot, get used to it. Okay. I said I would speak about why does the mountain smoke. Sinai Yashan Kulo. All right, I'll do it quickly. This is the whole mountain was all in smoke. A mountain in smoke, because smoke is, it seems the opposite of Gashmias. When you have a Gashmias thing, it falls on the floor, and when you burn it, and it goes up in smoke. You always say go up in smoke, not down in smoke. When up in smoke, you reveal the Gashmias in the Ruchnias and the Gashmias. When something goes up in smoke, it's revealing and like we say, Kiner mitzvah. Every mitzvah is compared to a candle. Kiner mitzvah. Now, when you light a candle, candles, they fall on the floor. They don't give heat. When they're not lit, you can take a candle in your suitcase. They won't say anything wrong with it. Even though I am, right, but that's a long story. But I went to Australia. When I went to Australia, I'm going to tell you, I went to Australia, and they're very strict in Australia about not letting you take anything that's alive. You have any fruit, vegetables. They're very strict in Australia that they shouldn't have any whatever. Always. Yeah, and they're not bugs or whatever. So and then I gave my suitcase, and they put it through a kind of X-ray, and then a guy came to me, and I could see he was like sort of small. He said, you have you have fruit and vegetables. I said, no. And he was like really smug, and he told me to open the suitcase. Now I had bought a beeswax candle for Havdalah. It was a beeswax. So that's why you saw it, because you can see all kinds of her organic material. But he said, that it was okay. It wasn't. Yeah, like it, yeah. So, now what was I saying? Oh, so that's the candle. So I know that you can have a candle in its case. And when you light the candle, after you light the candle, where did the candle go? I mean, you light candles and it burns, and then where did the candle go? Because it disappeared. It became energy, it became heat, it became light, and there's nothing of the candle left. There's
Transformed.
that's why you near a mitzvah. When you do a mitzvah, this something that was made of the hide of an animal, now it's holy, it's a mezuzah, it's a Sefer Torah, and everybody in Israel, whether it doesn't matter how frum he is, would be shocked if would see a Sefer Torah desecrated. Everyone, because they know it's holy. It's holy. When you see a talis, it's holy. When you see a mezuzah, it's holy. And that's Ner Mitzvah. And when did we get this ability to take the Gashmias and transform it into Ruchnias? At Matan Torah. And it says, that's why Har Sinai Ashan Kulo. It all, the mountain went up in smoke. Like to teach you that you can take the physical world and make it Ruchnias. And Ashan, it says, Ashan stands for the words Olam Shana Nefesh. That means the world, Olam is the world, Shana is the moment, is time, and Nefesh is the person. When you light Shabbos candles, when I light Shabbos candles, I'm elevating the room, which is full of the light of Hashem, that's the Olam, the moment that Hashem said, and Nefesh, that the person, and I can light candles like quickly, perfunctorily, or I can light candles with my, with concentration, these are all, and I have different kavanos, I always think my grandmother lit candles, my mother lit candles, I light candles, and now my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren are lighting candles. Baruch Hashem. But everyone has their kavanos when they light candles. You have to elevate the room, you have to elevate the moment, and you have to elevate yourself. Okay, Ner Mitzvah. This was given to us on Shavuos, when the whole mountain was giving up smoke. You can take Gashmi and make it look. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think we can read the last passage, but I wanted to, I said that I was going to, this is a little, are you going back?
Did you go in my way there?
Oh, you will.
Okay, I just have to check out this time, but when you think you're here first?
Yeah.